You guys picture this. It's a balmy evening and you're stepping off a bus after a long shift, earbuds and vibing to your favorite tune. Or maybe you're leaving a bar still giggling from a night with friends feeling untouchable. But what if someone's lurking in the shadows, watching every step, waiting to make sure you never see home again? That's the terror the Honolulu Strangler brought. A ghost who turned ordinary moments into a death trap. 5 women full of life had their futures stolen in the most gut-wrenching way. And here's the part that gives me full-body chills. Even in 2025, with new tech digging into cold cases, this killer's still a phantom. It's a story that'll keep you up at night wondering who's out there. So, stick with me. We're plunging into a nightmare that turned paradise into a predator's playground. Let's set the scene. Honolulu in the mid-'80s was straight out of a postcard. Turquoise waves crashing palm trees, swaying the aloha spirit, wrapping everyone in warmth. Tourists flocked to Waikiki. Locals cruised with laid-back vibes, but beneath that sunny surface, something sinister was brewing. Women were just going about their days, catching buses, parking cars, working late, totally unaware they were being hunted. May 29th, 1985, it all kicks off. Vicky Gale Purdy, 25. An Army wife, worked at a Waikiki video store, selling adult films, a place her husband Gary worried about, since 2 women were stabbed there in '84. After a night out clubbing with friends, Vicky headed to grab her car from the zoo parking lot. She never made it. The next morning, her body's found at Kihei Lagoon near the airport. Hands bound tight with parachute cord, strangled, signs of abuse. Her clothes were torn, her dreams shattered. Gary, a military pilot, was gutted, haunted by the thought her job put a target on her back. Cops initially chalked it up to a robbery gone wrong, a one-off tragedy. But the island's carefree vibes started to fray. Women gripped their bags tighter, scanning dark corners. The aloha spirit. It was starting to feel like a lie. Okay, brace yourselves. It gets way darker. January 14th, 1986, Regina Sakamoto, 17. A high school junior with big dreams of college calls her boyfriend from a Waipahu bus stop saying she missed her ride and will be late to school. She never boards. Days later, her body's found in Kihei Lagoon. Hands tied behind with cord, strangled, abused, naked from the waist down. Her family, especially her brother Omar, was shattered. Cops brushed it off as a runaway case, at first ignoring her mom's frantic pleas. 2 weeks later, January 30th, Denise Hughes, 21, a phone operator and single mom, vanishes after a bus ride near Sand Island. Her body turns up wrapped in a blue tarp in Moanalua Stream, hands bound, strangled. No witnesses, no clues. March 26th, 1986. Louise Medeiros, 25. 3 months pregnant, flies back from Kauai after her mom's funeral. She steps off a bus near the airport to visit family, never makes it. Her body's found in Waikiki Stream, hands tied half-naked, strangled. Her unborn child lost, too. The double loss crushed her family. Her sister wept, saying Louise was finally reuniting with mom. April 29th, 1986. Linda Pesci, 36. An office worker with a free-spirited soul leaves her Honolulu apartment. Her car's found abandoned at the Nimitz H1 Viaduct Keys, inside purse untouched. Days later, her body's at Sand Island, hands zip-tied, strangled. Each case screamed the same pattern: women alone, snatched from bus stops or parking lots, dumped near water, hands bound behind. The killer might have posed as a cop or airport worker to lure them. No signs of a fight, like they trusted him. Honolulu went into lockdown mode. Women stopped riding buses alone. Friends escorted each other to stops. Nightlife dimmed. Fear took over. Omar Sakamoto and other families begged for answers, but early missteps, like mislabeling Regina's case, left the investigation scrambling. The Strangler was a phantom slipping through every net, leaving a trail of broken lives. The hunt for this monster was intense, but soul-crushing. After Vicky's murder, Honolulu PD formed a 27-person task force backed by FBI profilers who pegged the killer as a white or mixed-race male 30s-40s, no criminal record local, likely working near the airport or Sand Island driving a cargo van. The parachute cords and zip ties pointed to someone with access to aviation or industrial gear, maybe a ground crew worker. The FBI called him an organized killer, slick enough to leave no fingerprints, choosing victims on opportunity, not stalking. Over 1,000 tips poured in, psychics' angry exes' random sightings, but most led nowhere. Then Howard Andrew Gay, a 43-year-old airport worker, stepped into the spotlight. In May 1986, he shocked cops by leading them to Linda Pesci's body, claiming a psychic vision. Super sketchy, right? Gay checked every box. White drove a van, lived near Waipahu, had access to cords. During a late-night interrogation, he slammed his hands on the table by accident when pressed about the murders. A guilty tell. His girlfriend dropped a bomb. He'd leave the house after fights on the exact nights of the killings. No explanation. Cops tailed him, tore through his apartment, but found no smoking gun, no DNA, no murder weapon, just weak alibis. They couldn't pin him. Gay died in 2003, taking any secrets to the grave. The task force hit dead ends. No surveillance cameras, and 86 DNA tech was barely a thing, and early cases weren't linked fast enough. Women started carrying mace, avoiding dark bus stops. The island's trust was shattered. Families like Omar's pushed for justice, but the Strangler seemed untouchable. Was Gay the guy? Or just a creepy coincidence? The case went ice cold, leaving Honolulu scarred, and families in limbo grasping for closure. Fast forward to 2025, and this case still claws at Hawaii's heart. A July Hawaii News Now piece tied it to other unsolved murders like Diane Suzuki's 1985 disappearance, sparking fresh calls for DNA retests. Reddit threads in 2025 are buzzing. Some swear Gay was framed. Others argue multiple killers, pointing to slight differences in the cords used. A 2022 Honolulu magazine story dove deep into Omar Sakamoto's fight to keep Regina's case alive, rallying for modern forensics to crack it. Podcasts like Serial Killing in 2025 speculate the Strangler might have stopped after Linda or left Hawaii, maybe blending into another city's shadows. The case rewrote the island's rules. Bus stops got cameras, women's safety campaigns exploded, and locals started escorting each other home. But the aloha spirit. It took a hit, replaced by a lingering unease. Families hold annual vigils for Vicky Regina, Denise Louise, and Linda, lighting candles to keep their names alive. Omar Sakamoto's voice still echoes, demanding the truth. With DNA tech advancing, there's a flicker of hope, but the answers stay just out of reach. So who was the Honolulu Strangler Howard Gay, or a monster still hiding in plain sight? This case is a gut punch. Young women stolen from the simplest moments, a paradise tainted by fear. If it gave you chills, hit like, share, drop your theories in the comments. Subscribe for more dark stories that'll keep you looking over your shoulder. Stay safe. Even paradise hides monsters.